While the world's biggest automotive companies were busy competing to build larger, louder, and more intimidating pickup trucks, something very different was happening quietly in India. No massive launch events, no flashy promises about dominance, just one simple question that almost everyone else ignored. If most trucks are actually used by small business owners trying to earn a living every single day, why are they designed like luxury toys instead of tools? That single question is what led to the creation of the Tata Ace Pro. At first glance, it looks like just another small mini truck. Simple body, compact size. Nothing about it screams disruption, but that's exactly why people underestimate it. Because beneath that simple design is a vehicle that's forcing even giants like Toyota and BYD to pay attention. With a starting price around $4,500, petrol and CNG engine options, and even a fully electric variant, the Tata Ace Pro isn't just cheap, it's strategic. And the real question isn't whether it's affordable. The real question is whether this small Indian-made truck can quietly reshape how the global truck industry thinks about work vehicles. And once you understand how it was designed, why it exists, and who it's really for, the answer might surprise you. But to understand why the Tata Ace Pro matters so much, we first need to talk about a truth the industry has avoided for years. The reality of the mini-truck world has never been discussed honestly on a large scale. Ads love words like power, load capacity, and heavy-duty performance, but the people who actually drive these vehicles live a very different reality. In India and many other emerging markets, a truck isn't a lifestyle choice, it's survival. These vehicles belong to farmers reaching vegetable markets before sunrise. Milk suppliers are making early morning rounds. Delivery drivers haul packages from warehouse to warehouse. Small contractors whose entire income depends on whether their truck starts every morning. For them, a truck isn't something you admire, it's something you depend on. And for years, manufacturers completely misunderstood this. Cabins stayed cramped, seats stayed uncomfortable, steering stayed heavy. Drivers sat in extreme heat for 10 to 12 hours a day. Maintenance costs kept rising. And every breakdown meant one thing: zero income for that day. The biggest misconception was assuming that small business owners only cared about power. But power was never the problem. What they actually needed was predictable income. They needed good mileage so fuel wouldn't eat into profits. They needed engines that didn't fail halfway through the day. And they needed maintenance costs that didn't send them straight to the repair shop every month. If the truck didn't run today, today's income disappeared. That's the reality. Yet for decades, the industry refused to design vehicles around that truth. Meanwhile, the global automotive industry was running in the opposite direction. In the US, Europe, and China, trucks stopped being work tools and started becoming status symbols. Bigger bodies, wider tires, more horsepower, longer ranges, more screens. Every launch tried to outdo the last. Electric trucks followed the same path: faster acceleration, massive batteries, futuristic interiors. The message was clear: bigger meant better, expensive meant advanced. But while everyone chased that version of the future, something important was ignored. The largest number of truck users in the world don't haul boats or trailers. They move small loads every single day on narrow roads with thin margins. That's where Tata went in a completely different direction. Instead of chasing trends, Tata looked at data. Instead of listening to hype, they studied real usage: narrow streets, bad roads, overloading, heat, dust, limited income. And they realized the real volume was never in giant trucks. It was among the millions of people who depend on small vehicles to survive. So the question wasn't how to build the biggest truck, it was how to solve problems for most people. That mindset didn't appear overnight. It comes from Tata's history. Tata isn't a startup trying to shock the market with a cheap product. It's one of the oldest industrial groups in India, founded nearly 150 years ago in 1868 by Jamsetji Tata. Long before cars existed, Tata's vision was about self-reliance: steel, power, infrastructure, eventually automobiles. Tata Motors was established in 1945, and since then, it's become part of everyday life in India. Cars, trucks, buses, mini-trucks, EVs. Tata operates in nearly every segment. Today, millions of Tata vehicles are sold every year, and their service network stretches from major cities to remote villages. That reach matters more than people realize. For a small business owner, buying a vehicle isn't the hard part. Keeping it running is. This is where Tata built its reputation. Vehicles designed for bad roads, engines built for abuse, parts that are easy to find, mechanics who already know how to fix them. That trust didn't come from advertising. It came from decades of reliability. And that philosophy shows up most clearly in Tata's engines. People love to ask about horsepower and top speed. But Tata starts with a different question. Will this engine survive real life? Driving conditions in India aren't gentle. Overloading is common. Servicing is often delayed. Traffic is brutal. Roads are uneven. Engines face constant stress. Tata designs for that from the beginning. The basic function of a petrol or CNG engine is simple. Fuel and air mix, ignite, move pistons, rotate the crankshaft, and send power to the wheels. But durability comes from how that process is controlled. Cooling systems that prevent overheating, strong mountings that resist vibration, tuning that delivers torque at low RPMs instead of chasing speed. Mini trucks don't need high top speeds. They need pulling power and stop-and-go traffic. Tata tunes engines so they don't constantly strain. Less strain means longer life. A longer life means fewer breakdowns. And fewer breakdowns mean stable income. Maintenance follows the same philosophy. Tata engines are simple enough that local mechanics understand them. Spare parts are widely available. Repairs don't require specialized tools. That practicality is what keeps these vehicles running for years. And reliability isn't just about engines. Tata balances the entire system. Gearbox, clutch, suspension, everything works together. Because a strong engine means nothing if the rest of the vehicle can't handle daily abuse. But here's where Tata made its smartest move. Instead of choosing one future, Tata chose all of them. The Ace Pro is available in petrol, CNG, and fully electric versions. Very few manufacturers do this. Most companies pick one path and push everyone toward it. Tata trusted the customer instead. Petrol remains the simplest option. Easy availability, lower entry cost, straightforward maintenance, ideal for mixed usage and first-time buyers. CNG is designed for daily earners, milk suppliers, vegetable vendors, local delivery drivers. Fuel savings matter more than anything else. Where infrastructure exists, CNG dramatically reduces running costs. And then there's the EV. Tata didn't present the electric Ace Pro as a futuristic dream. It presented it as a practical solution. Fixed routes, daily usage, warehouse deliveries, last-mile logistics. No need for a massive range, just predictable savings. EVs remove fuel costs entirely. Fewer moving parts mean lower maintenance. Overnight charging fits perfectly into logistics operations. Silent operation allows late-night and early-morning deliveries. Big EV trucks get headlines. Small EV trucks change cities. By offering petrol, CNG, and EV together, Tata turned the Ace Pro into a platform. Customers can choose what works today and adapt tomorrow. No forced transitions, no pressure. That flexibility alone sets it apart. But Tata's biggest advantage still lies beyond the vehicle itself. Service. Tata's service network reaches deep into India. Authorized centers, local mechanics, parts availability. This matters when breakdowns happen far from cities. Affordable maintenance keeps operating costs predictable. Resale value adds another layer of security. Tata vehicles hold value because buyers trust their durability. That trust carries into the used market. For small business owners, that means their investment doesn't disappear when it's time to upgrade. Which brings up the question everyone asks, how is this truck so cheap? The price isn't magic, it's discipline. No unnecessary electronics, no flashy interiors, no cosmetic excess. Everything exists for a reason. Tata manufactures at scale. Parts are sourced locally. Assembly is efficient. Costs are spread across millions of vehicles. Most importantly, Tata isn't chasing profit per unit. It's chasing volume and loyalty. Sell more vehicles, build trust, earn long-term customers. That strategy only works when the product genuinely delivers. The Ace Pro isn't a short-term stunt, it's a long-term play. And nowhere is that clearer than in the electric version. The EV's Pro doesn't scream innovation. It doesn't promise impossible numbers. It quietly fits into real operations. Fleet owners see savings immediately. Lower fuel costs, lower maintenance, predictable performance. Real EV adoption doesn't start with luxury. It starts with utility. While the world watches big EV trucks dominate headlines, smaller EVs like the Ace Pro will quietly reshape logistics, delivery, and daily transportation. And that's what makes this truck so dangerous to established players. It doesn't try to impress you. It tries to work for you. Tata understood something the rest of the industry forgot. Innovation isn't about making things bigger. It's about making them useful. The Tata Ace Pro doesn't change the world overnight. It changes it one delivery at a time. And sometimes, that's how real disruption begins. If you appreciate grounded automotive stories that reveal what truly matters beyond the hype, subscribe to the channel. Because the biggest shifts in this industry rarely arrive with noise. They arrive quietly, and by the time everyone notices, the game has already changed.